All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about a rumor that was shared that is, if true, would be absolutely spectacular. Anthony Joshua no longer has a fight with Alexander Usyk, and because Alexander Usyk is going to be defending Serbia from what's going on there, and that Anthony Joshua's team are approaching Deontay Wilder to be the replacement for Alexander Usyk. Let's talk about that one in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the heavyweight division and something we have not talked about for a long time because Anthony Joshua is probably never going to do it, which is fight Deontay Wilder. Before I get into that subject matter of the video, though, let me first welcome you back to the channel. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel or accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release our videos. Thank you guys so much for your support. All right, so let's do this. Alexander Usyk beat Anthony Joshua for the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF heavyweight titles. Anthony Joshua has a rematch clause with Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk, however, is not going to be able to fight him because he has to, doesn't have to, but he will, and my hat goes off to him, defend his country in an issue that we're all very familiar with that involves Russia. Same thing is going on with many of the athletes from the Ukraine. Vasily Lomachenko was a boxer also. I would suppose that it's also going to affect guys like Wojciech and other fighters that are out there. Probably Ivan Redcash. Haven't heard about Ivan Redcash, but a lot of those guys are going to be doing that. So I get in, I've heard through my inbox from several people. Now, this, I'm telling you right now, is something you should take with an absolute positive grain of salt. However, seeing as people like to use Deontay Wilder's name to build themselves up after his loss to Tyson Fury and before that, it's something to be aware of just in case the way off possibility that Anthony Joshua would ever actually do something like this, which is say, I want to fight Deontay Wilder before I fight Alexander Usyk because that is the biggest fight that can be made in boxing, right? Or the biggest fight that could be one of the biggest heavyweight fights that can be made. Now, on the first tip of it, that is absolutely true. If Anthony Joshua fought Deontay Wilder for a heavyweight, not for the title, for non-title, right? While he waits to fight Alexander Usyk, there is no doubt in my mind that that would sell out Wembley Stadium. It would sell out whatever stadium they were going to be in. If he wanted to do it in the United States, it'd be a gigantic fight in the United States, a big money maker in the United States, without a doubt. It is something that would be, how can you say, too much like right. However, the likelihood of him actually doing that, and I don't care who tells you otherwise, is slim to none. First of all, I don't care what happened. Excuse me, got something in my eye. I don't care what happened with Deontay Wilder against Tyson Fury. Anthony Joshua is not Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua is not going to beat Deontay Wilder. Absolutely, positively not going to beat him. I don't care if he came off of a loss or didn't come off of a loss to Tyson Fury. That is way too big a chance for Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn to take going into a fight with Alexander Usyk. More than likely not going to happen from that aspect right there. The other aspect is that Deontay Wilder himself has not said whether or not he was going to come back, right? He didn't say whether he's going to come back to boxing at all, let alone come back, whether he's going to come back. Well, he did say if he comes back, his trainer said at Malik Scott that he doesn't need to be messing around at the lower levels. He more than likely is going to go straight for a top fighter. So if he did come back, it would most definitely fit fit the bill as far as a big fight. And quite honestly, the fight with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua is bigger than the Anthony Joshua fight with Alexander Usyk. So if he was able to beat Anthony Joshua, he'd be right back there, boom, with 3 sitting there waiting to fight Alexander Usyk. I would suspect he'd be there to beat Alexander Usyk when Alexander Usyk comes back. If Alexander Usyk really does come back in enough time, defend his belts, because really you don't know how long it's going to be before, because those guys are they're getting invaded by another country. You don't know when that is going to actually, do not actually know when he's going to be able to come back. All right. And same thing goes for Vasily Lomachenko. That type of stuff really does trump war. And the bad thing, and I'm not going to put it out there, but you get me. You just never know how that stuff is going to play out. And the Ukraine is not a very big country. The Ukraine is, I believe, my understanding is the size of Texas. So, and the people that they are, their adversaries ain't no joke. Right now, I've not been paying attention in great detail to it, to what's going on there, just because, man, it's just always just so depressing. All of that type of stuff is so depressing. But anyway, who knows how long it's going to be before Anthony Joshua actually is able to get a shot with him, or if Deontay Wilder would get a shot with him if he beats Anthony Joshua, when the belts all go flying all over the place. But again, the likelihood of Deontay Wilder getting offered that fight from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, I don't think is any greater than it was, before Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury. And in fact, I think that it was probably even less so because Deontay Wilder proved that he ain't a joke. He absolutely is a warrior. The dude is going to fight to the last second. He can take a shot. And on top of it, he has got such a big puncher that you're at risk of getting knocked out at any point in time. And if Deontay Wilder catches Anthony Joshua with the shots he caught Tyson Fury with, he very well may not get up. He very well may not get up at all. But it's all fun and dandy conversations about, Anthony Joshua and what Anthony Joshua is going to do, if he doesn't fight Alexander Usyk. Again, there's a lot of people clout chasing Deontay Wilder, trying to find a way, to mix in his name about, that's who I want to fight, right? So, for example, Joseph Parker says, oh, I really want a Deontay Wilder fight. That's one of the guys that I really want to fight. Yeah, but you didn't want to fight him when he was a champion. Now you want to fight him because you know that his name is big and nobody can lie about that anymore. So now you're all gung-ho to fight the guy when the dude he's not in retirement. At least he's not said he's in retirement. But now when it's safe. You know what I mean? Now it's easy to say his name when it's safe to try to keep a buzz around the fight. Any type of talk about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua more than likely is just the same thing. A lot of talk for cats to get, for Anthony Joshua to keep his name relevant or whatever and keep, some interest in what he's going to do next. But anyway, that's my take on the situation. I ain't putting 5 cents worth of faith in it. It is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.